Now I am streaming the Otterception as per usual. Right, hopefully I'm now.
Yep.
Right, okay.
I mean, I haven't seen anything. But okay, I haven't actually got any video yet. It's still black.
Okay. It should not.
Oh, hang on. No, we have some video. Right, yeah.
Right.
I think you
You've
have.
got Otters.
I
Okay.
think your shiny new root file system has a working OBS on it.
Excellent. Right, let's press the new game button. And I think I want the high Middle Ages for Eleanor. Right. And let's go for a custom game stoat up. So. Right. Now I can't remember how you drive this interface. So, could you look up when Aliénor of Aquitaine was, or could someone with an internet look up when Aliénor of Aquitaine was? Because obviously,
I can look it up in the actual game data files, but
well, you know.
(1122 to 1204).
So
Mostly it follows historical realities.
yeah.
Queen Consort of France, 1137 to 1152.
So
Really, yes. Yes, I will look it up because we might need to know when the game thinks of her as landing.
Queen Martin from 15th of September 2018.
Thank you.
thank you, Gareth. So right now I think it's 1126. So can you look up when she's landed, please?
Where does Steam default to sticking your Steam library?
It's a very good question.
Because you can find out this kind of historical information from Steam. It'll be well shut. Thank you.
Simon. Yes, because of course you can only play as landed characters. Merely being married to a landed character doesn't cut it.
I hope the next version of this game lets you play as flying characters.
State. At the moment you can only fly by jumping off a large cliff and going, oh look, it turns out we haven't invented flying yet.
I mean, they are all terrorists, right? So they ought to be able to lift off.
Yes, there is a small problem with driving this user interface, which is you only get to drive this user interface very, very rarely compared to the amount of time that you're playing the game, because you do it once per, however many.
What was the birth year? Or indeed death year? Born 1122. That's probably my easiest way to. If I can find an Eleanor born 1122, that's probably the birth year.
I've got to the point where I can get Aliénor of Bordeaux. So by 1146 she's a countess, so I'm now going to decrement years. No, that's not the button I wanted.
How is her name spelled then?
Aliénor.
Oh right, no wonder I couldn't find it.
Yes, Saint-Ange is where she's landed. I am conducting snooze first search for when she's landed. 11:37 she's done. Right, so sometime between September.
She is number 20573.
Stop scrolling me away from the thing that I want. Right. So
Then I think we can go to titles. So she is at some point Duke of Gascogne and Duke of Poitou and Duke of Aquitaine, though maybe not at the same time. I will look at each of those.
I think that might come later.
So
What? No, that's not what I want. Right. There we are. Right, so at 15, I'm Duchess Aliénor of Aquitaine. I think that's a reasonable point at which to start. Right, so... Right, that's me. Difficulty medium.
yes, I mean you're starting as Duke of
Yeah.
what year is it then?
The year is 1137. It is the 9th of April. I have just become Countess of Saintonge.
Sorry, year? You've already forgotten.
1137.
1137, right. It's April, yes. So you've just become, you're also Duchess of Gascogne and maybe Poitou, no, as well as Spectre and a Poitou. So you are a three duchy duchess. You are a reasonably serious bit of French aristocracy. at this stage.
Yes.
But this is also probably the point at which you've just gained all of your titles.
Yes, and any earlier it's not worth it because, I mean, the thing is, within 12 months I'm going to turn 16 and take control of my own
Yes.
what's name. So, right, off we go. Right, let's play as thingy. Right, let's reset all rules to their default values. Well, at some point I could try playing in Iron Man mode, but maybe not today.
Iron Stoat mode. Iron Chicken mode. No.
Right, so
Also, Iron Man seems like a strange title for a mode when you start off playing with women.
anyway, I'm going to press the Stoat game button
Stop game.
initially in the game.
So it's 11:37 and you're
Where your children are.
Wearing sunglasses.
That's the one. Right, I can probably... So I'm playing an Occitan Catholic Duchess. Occitan culture effects, boring. Traditional feudal was names, so it's all pretty familiar. At some point, like Ben, I should play a different thing. And it's Catholicism as we know it, so off we start. I am the Duchess of Aquitaine, Gascogne and Poitou. I.e. most of the Kingdom of Aquitaine. Only the Kingdom of Aquitaine doesn't currently exist because I'm the King of France is my liege. So I'm Aliénor de Poitou. my parents were the Duke of Poitou and some woman. Right. So, I think at some point I should marry the king. Right, so I've got the Duchy of Aquitaine, which is enormous. The Duchy of Gascogne, which is kind of titchy in comparison. And the Duchy of Poitou, which is the bit of the map I'm most familiar with, having spent quite a lot of time there. And I hold 3 counties directly. The county of Bordeaux, which is, I think, my seat, Poitiers, and Saintonge. Saintonge is actually really cool. You should go and visit at some point. I can create a couple of titles. I can press some de jure claims, and right. So, I can't set ambitions at the moment. I don't have any treasures. I should probably arrange a betrothal, and it needs to be a matrilineal betrothal. Probably. They're all a bit naff. But I can't go non-matrilineal.
Presumably your current dynasty is like tiny. It probably consists of you and maybe your parents. Your father, yes, is apparently of your dynasty, but also dead.
Yes.
You do have a sister.
Yes.
But yes, you probably want a matrilineal marriage, because otherwise your line is going to become your sister, who will then need a matrilineal marriage.
And obviously what I do is I marry someone, try and get someone like a genius or someone, marry someone lots older than me, and then I can marry dynastically.
But your heir will be will then be not the heir of the person you second marry.
Yes, but I might have more children with them.
Yes.
And of course I can adjust my inheritance rules at various points. Anyway, matrilineal marriage. Is there anyone?
I think all of the good people are probably taken.
Yes.
Yes, managing to reach 15 without being betrothed is a slightly unfortunate situation.
Yes.
Presumably historically accurate, but...
Maybe my betrothed just snuffed it. I'm slightly inclined to go for the Chancellor of Chester, on the grounds that he's a grey eminence and has 16 diplomacy.
Can you not get anyone with good inheritable characteristics?
Like genius? No. I think William's probably not the worst I can go with, because he's also fairly old and can snuff it, or be arranged to snuff it.
Can you actually arrange for your spouse to snuff it?
I think you can arrange for your spouse to snuff it.
Arrange to murder them if you want.
Yeah, it's your children.
It depends a little on their on your respective levels of intrigue whether you will succeed.
That's the one.
Right. You can certainly arrange for your spouse to die.
So who's my guardian?
And if people find out you did it, it doesn't make you popular.
My guardian is the Steward of Aquitaine. He's a dwarf fortune feeble. Who am I? What have I got? I've got attractive, diligent, just, proud, patient. Excuse me, let's see if I can assign a new guardian.
King Louis VI of France was appointed as your guardian in the real world.
Yeah.
And William, your father, requested that of the king that he take care of both the lands and the Duchess and find her a suitable husband.
Okay, I'm just going to appoint the Mayor of Blay as my thingy because he's a grey eminence. Because like I've only got a little bit longer before. Right.
Yes, you mostly want a good education credit out for your guardian now.
Yep.
Though, of course.
Right, council. So I have a council currently appointed.
So yes, I think it is indeed correct that you're not usefully betrothed at the age of 15.
Yeah, I have a feeling that I was betrothed, but my potential betrothed snuffed it or something.
Wikipedia doesn't mention that.
So
what happened was that actually, fairly. If you've only just inherited, then the thing that should happen very soon is that the King of France should try to marry you to his son. Obviously, you have other ideas.
well, I can
Yes.
I can break off my betrothal, of course.
You don't appear to be betrothed yet.
Yeah, but I haven't unpaused.
Oh right, yes, and of course he has to agree to the betrothal.
Yes.
Presumably, if you can arrange for your husband to snuff it, then the King of France can also arrange so.
Yes. I'm not sure that the AI does much of that kind of thing, but well, unless you're the Byzantine Emperor, of course.
Damn it! I was just looking up.
Of course,
This count. So that
as
count
far as we can
doesn't
tell
like
from
me.
a brief
Let's-
experience of being the Byzantine Emperor, yes.
Yes, your vassals will hate you.
You don't tend to get to stay Byzantine Emperor for very long.
being assassinated, isn't it?
You're either assassinated or usurped.
Stuart. Alright, let's collect some taxes because I have no money, no prestige, no piety, and a stoat. Right. Spymaster. Let's check. Do we have any factions? We don't yet have any factions. So I'm going to send my Spymaster off somewhere and then promptly discover that that I need him back home to squash revolts. So, do we need to proselytise? We do not need to proselytise. Right, let's research cultural technology. No. Damn it, I tried to do that. I failed. I misclicked like a stoat. So, right, anyway, I need to wait till October to move from somewhere else. Right.
So, yes. In the real world, the King of France has like 2 years to live.
Yes, but of course anything can happen. Right, let's
No, sorry, 2 months to live.
tick up time a little bit because I can't really do anything because I'm quite young. We propose that that's my little sister.
Oh right.
Right, let's go and look at
So
my little sister.
since King Louis can't be your guardian, he's offering to be your sister's guardian.
Well, I guess.
Declining presumably pisses off the King of France. Well, it doesn't say.
Doesn't say that it does. Jesus, how many children has this man had? Well, what's the point? His poor wife. So yes, these are all Capetians. These are the dynasty we're trying to beat. Right, anyway. How old is my sister? My sister is 12. I'm going to decline on the grounds that... Okay, right, well, I'm matrilineally betrothed. Let's see what happens. can hold a summer fair. Ooh. So, right. So the big thing that the game wants me to do is to found a new kingdom. I found the kingdom of Aquitaine. So I need 1,000 prestige, 300 money.
That's probably founding a custom kingdom, not the kingdom of Aquitaine.
Well, Aquitaine isn't in there as a decision.
No, it's not. It wouldn't be. Well, it would be a title creation event that would appear in your list of creatable titles.
Yes.
Which you would be able to do by. Which you can check on the state of by looking up the title of the Kingdom of Aquitaine and finding out how much of it you currently own. So you can't create Aquitaine because you are a vassal of the King of France. That also means you can't create a custom kingdom.
Yeah. I know that's one of the conditions, and I need some money.
That plus not having enough resources is the only reason you can't create the Kingdom of Aquitaine.
So basically, what I need. So I've got 2,000 troops. He's got 8,000 troops. So, right. So what I need to do is get some troops together. Well, what I need to do is let time run so I can become an adult, because that's a very important precondition for like almost anything interesting. Then I think I want to build up my WAS name and then be creating the independence faction for France.
So there are several ways to become independent. The obvious ones are because your vassals, your liege spontaneously grants you independence, which happened to us as the Carlings under the Holy Roman Empire.
Which was, let's face it, pretty surprising.
And the other is by forming a faction to do so, which we might have done, admittedly, in that Carling game.
Yes.
And then demanding independence, and if either your liege grants it, or you gather up an army with the rest of the faction and fight your liege and whatever army he has left after you've walked off with your one. Or after the faction has walked off with its army. So independence factions are quite dangerous because they can easily, because they gain, as they gain strength, the liege reduces in strength.
Yes. Though that's not dangerous to me, that's dangerous to my liege.
That's dangerous to the King of France because Eleanor owns quite a lot of France.
Yes.
If you switch to realm view, then it should be pleasantly obvious that the blue bit is France and the bit with the flashing yellow outline is Eleanor's territory within France.
Which is a fairly substantial proportion of it. I don't have any good claims though. Jihad for Jerusalem. Oh well. I suppose that means we can go on Crusade in a bit. Which would after all be oh good lord. Right. Let's see, can I actually You're a misguided warrior. No, thank you. I'd rather have the flamboyant schemer who... Right. I'm going to sack you as a commander because, like, I do have better people available. Not the
That's like some XML concept.
Pretty much. Right. Then we have at least there a tough stocher, for instance. Let's also sack you. And appoint not the misguided warrior, let's get the bishop. Right, so I do have a bunch of minor titles like Master of the Horse that I can assign, but maybe not yet. So I get 5 gold a month, which is, you know, respectable. Right, so what pacts have I got? Non-aggression pact, Chester, because I married the Chancellor of Chester. Yes. Right.
Eleanor has come of age.
Let's turn time down at least 1 knot.
That's okay, we have a button for that.
We have a button for this.
1 prestige.
Let's send the button. Right. There we are. Ambition. Amass wealth. Become exalted among men. States. Improve martial ability. Improve learning. Become Queen of Aquitaine.
You climbed your work up, but it's all
This
just
will,
suddenly
only the last
quite
sentence of
justified.
that
It's very distressing.
word, that verbiage is actually
Yes.
relevant to you.
So I think I want to amass wealth first. Because that's the one I'm closest to running out of. Then I'll probably want to become exalted. Then I'll want to become Queen of Aquitaine, if I can. Right, now I can designate a regent of Aquitaine. What? No, that's the wrong thing to sort by. Let's put in here. Right. Okay. House de Poitou, not really overburdened with members at this point. Right, William de Roumain has right. I think I need gold at this point in time because I need to build up a bank so that I can start thinking about going to war with people. Right. Let's have a look at our technology stack, which is less of a technology stack and more of a technology blibble, but we are quite good at melee. Right. So what we can do is get you researching cultural technology. You're training troops, which is what we want. So I'm up to 3,000 troops. The King of France is up to 10,000 troops. He's not got very much money either. So that's good to know. I'm just scoping out the various dukes and their, like, equipment. So most of us have about 2,000 or so troops at our disposal, which is pretty kind of. Obviously I should marry him. I'm pretty sure I do marry him at some point. Right, okay. So, let's go and start a faction in the Kingdom of France, which is independence. Well, I could demand independence, but it'd be bloody stupid. Right. Right. So, do none of my court have any claim on anything? What about you? You've got a claim on Cumberland. city of.
I'd just like to say thinner socks than last week.
Cumberland.
As in I can type and
Yes,
use a
I
trackpad.
guessed
More
that's
importantly.
Westmoreland. Right. So Cumberland and Westmoreland. Would I have to go to war with the Liege, the King
Yes,
of
you would
England?
have to go to war with England for that.
Right, no. Right, well that's good to know. Right, let's trawl through my vassals and see if they have any claims on anything. This is quite tedious. Because no one's got any claims on anything. I'm pretty sure I just checked him. But I've lost track. Count. Ooh, you've got a claim on La Marche, which is mine anyway. Right, okay. You've got no claims on anything. 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 More of you. Or indeed you. Or indeed you. Right, is there anyone in my court that's not landed? Who's got a claim on something? Yes, you've got claims on all my bits. And you're my husband. And going to war with the King of England looks scary. Right, so Mr. Bond. So, Navarra. Okay. You look a tiny bit scary. So if there's a Duke level person, I might be able to go to war with Duke.
Yes, an independent duke. You would take on just Duke Ramon Berenger.
And if there's a vassalized Duke,
then you have to go to war. In general, you have to go to war. If you are declaring war on someone, you have to declare war on the top liege.
Right. Even if you're not at the same level as the top liege.
Yes.
Right.
This is the great advantage of having being a vassal, is that that your liege handles external defence.
Yes. So that's looking a tiny bit scary for me at the moment. Let's let time tick on a bit. So, Petty Kingdom of Brittany, you say? I say, I wonder if I can get my Chancellor to fabricate claims. Oh, they need to be over 20 to get duchy claims, don't they?
I can't remember one moment. No, they have to be over 15 to be able to get it. It's a 10% chance, having gained a claim, of it turning out to be a duchy claim if they're between 15 and 17 inclusive, 20% chance between 18 and 19 inclusive, 30% chance if 20 or above. So you
long
can
as
get duchy claims with a diplomacy as low as 15.
right, which is good because that's what my
But you are 9/10 of the time when you get a claim like that, it will be a county claim.
right.
Which means that if you're dealing with a duchy of fewer than 10 counties, it will be faster to just hoover up all the county claims than to sit around waiting for the duchy claim to come along.
I mean, I could join in the Sunni Jihad for Jerusalem, but I think I'm much better off waiting for a crusade to happen. Speaking of which, when's the next crusade likely to be?
It doesn't look like they've been invented yet.
1138, we're getting close.
Well, yes, but close is not. I suspect this jihad may have to succeed first.
Yes. Well, I shouldn't join in there. It's definitely the case that I should not join in. So, what do I want to do? So I'm trying to get a claim on the Petty Kingdom of Brittany, because that's a duchy level claim and they've got far fewer troops than I have.
So yes, I think probably the Crusades start when Jerusalem ceases being controlled by Christians, assuming it currently is. Because I don't think you're going to suffer the fall of Rome, Byzantium, France or Germany.
Yes.
The infidel anytime
Just
soon.
yet. I could zoom out and see what the world looks like while I wait for stuff to happen. And so we've got Spain is of course completely covered or half covered in Muslims. Fatimid's still going strong in Egypt. Seljuk Turks going well. I have no idea what Kumania is, but it's doing really well. I presume this is historic because Rum.
Well, things have presumably not managed to diverge very
Yes.
much from real history in the last year.
So Jerusalem is the Christian Kingdom of Jerusalem,
Yes.
which is what we expect at this point.
So yes, I think the success of this coming jihad is critical to whether the Pope decides to invent.
Oh look,
crusade.
having founded an independence faction, the Chancellor of the realm has come along to. So I suppose, can I invite people to factions?
Don't think so.
I mean, you certainly can't invite. Where I don't remember you being
I
able
think
to.
they just join spontaneously
Yes.
if they like the look of the faction, unlike plots. Because of course
Yeah, I can't.
factions are public, so there is no
Wandering
people
around.
can find out about them. You don't need to carefully find the people who will join your plot and not expose it. Whereas
Indeed.
plots being secret are a little more delicate.
So there's a faction for. Hurrah! Right. No idea how,
What?
but
Oh right, you're going to Egypt.
Egypt.
Okay, I think that probably means that's rather strange, but maybe because yes, if Jerusalem hasn't fallen, unless something means that it's created or was created automatically. Oh, possibly the message under the religion doesn't appear if we are past the when the Pope can call a crusade. The gap between the Pope can call a crusade and the Pope has called a crusade is fairly small.
Okay, it's slightly tempting to betroth my little sister to the Basileus of the Byzantine Empire, but I feel that at this point I should probably do a matrilineal marriage.
You may, well, I assume if you click on your shield, on the dynasty shield, you can find out how big. No, under de Poitou. That will show you what your current dynasty looks like.
Pretty.
So you have got a bunch of uncles and such like.
Yeah.
What do those broken bits mean? Does that mean they're not part of your dynasty? Okay. So yes, maybe you don't. Maybe you only have Ene and her offspring.
Yeah.
So there is some advantage to trying to ensure your dynasty survives
Yes.
early on. But like, well, there's a convenient prince of the Byzantine Empire.
He's a bit hopeless, but
He's a bit old and hopeless. Yes.
you know, I've got princes of Sweden and Poland, Norway. Sorry, I'm going to betray her to the Prince of the Byzantine Empire, because if nothing else, that gets me a useful non-aggression pact.
Yes, and possibly even an alliance.
Indeed.
Plus a sodding great lump of prestige.
Yeah, mostly for my sister. Right, so let's pick a beneficiary.
Ene is at least. No, she's not officially of your dynasty, right? I see.
Yes. Yes, and I can't pick my little sister because she's currently my heir.
Yes, probably, and she may be too young as well.
No, she's 14 now or something. No, she's 13, but that's old enough. Okay, no, let's pick the one that's not completely hopeless. I mean, I could be selfish and claim stuff for myself, but I suspect that doesn't work when you're not the Pope. Well, you're not the Pope's
I think
liege
it does
lord.
work, but it does still piss off the Pope. And whether you really want to be trying to control a kingdom that consists of, or rather...
Yeah.
Well, yes, whether you want to be controlling the kingdom of Jerusalem plus some bits out in Aquitaine is another matter.
Yes.
I
Let's
kind of
assume
suspect at that
that
point probably the option of become Eleanor, become the relevant relative
is
probably a more amusing one anyway. But
that kind of misses the point of playing as Eleanor. But anyway, it's very important that we go on crusade. This is absolutely what we want to be doing. Yeah, this is historically accurate. This is why I named a pine marten after her, for her warlike qualities. Right, people are liking me because I am on crusade. Whoa, my martial skill is a tiny bit woeful. That's fine. I'll get 2 whole points for going on crusade, and then I'll probably get, I don't know, like a prepuce of something, and you know, good things will happen. Yeah, my state marshal's not good, but my state diplomacy is great. So that's good. Yes, of course, the thing is, if you put your chancellor out fabricating claims, then the thing is, if he fabricates claims, then he gets better chancellor skill. So I'm up to 3,000 thingies. No one's joined my faction.
well, one thing you could do is send your chancellor out to sow dissent between dukes and the king.
It's true.
Which would encourage them to join your faction.
Yes, but if I can get Brittany, then I've got a nice large area and increase my
So yes,
I think my plan is to go to Brittany, try and take Brittany, and then sow
you're more
dissent.
likely to nibble bits of it, but
Yeah. That's France. I'm going to run time a little bit faster in the hope that something will happen. This is the thing, the early game you're kind of patiently waiting for stuff to happen, for you to accrue resources. And I'm nearly getting up to the point where, you know, my finances are viable to start. Right. Why would I want to imprison Thingy? What precisely has he been plotting? What are my known? What are the known plots? Kill Count Guillaume. Fabricate a claim on the Duchy of Gascogne. Well, I'm not going to imprison him just yet.
Yes, so this crusade is rather early.
Yes.
The second crusade shouldn't happen until 1147.
Yes, of course, because the first crusade is why we have a Kingdom of Jerusalem. And I seem to recall that what we have in the Kingdom of Jerusalem should be d'Anjou. Because, yes, it's the House of Anjou at the moment that's up there. Right, so what have we got? Alright, well, we can place a weak claim on the County of Westmoreland. Or we cannot, because the King of England is scarier than we are.
For the time being.
Well, yes.
I don't doubt that.
I have every intention of, you know, becoming scarier. But, right now...
You are an 8-legged tactics after all.
Yes.
Oh.
Ooh, squack. So what's the de jure claim I can press, and that's against
An independent count.
an independent count.
of Béarn,
Well,
who has 999 troops, minus 4 money.
right, well, hello. I have something to say to you. And it's, excuse me, I'd like my stuff back, please.
Can I have it all back?
So... so that's mountainous, so yes. Okay, I'll take this right. You should run away there. You should go over there. You lot are going to go over there. And you lot are going to stay here. And let's glue you lot together. Stick some people in charge. Like and this guy. Excuse me, I'm just going to go and ban myself from leading armies for the time being. Until, at least, I will unban myself from leading armies
The
when...
Béarnese army has nipped out to squish you.
Which... Right. Yes, well, that's okay. Let's turn down time a little bit more. Right. You get to go there. So what's the territory there? That's mountains again, which is a little bit irksome. Let's turn down time even more while we assemble all our Avengers. How expensive is it? Okay, so we're actually still making money while... Right, so what are they besieging there? They're besieging a 4.0 fort that they can only barely besiege. What have we got in Béarn? We have a 4.5 fort, but with rather fewer people. Do you have any redeeming features? You're a brilliant strategist. Maybe I should have a... Let's be inappropriate. Let's be appropriate. And, you know, try and like... I think my plan is to get all this lot together, march into Bayonne, because I think I can besiege faster than he can. And then see what kind of advantage I can get. Thank you for saying my vassal levies have been raised too long. They've been raised approximately 5 minutes. I noticed all my warning settings have now sort of like, you know, have been preserved. So the brain transplant of the laptop has worked quite well. Right. If we go over here. La la la, la la, ward. Let's make the lights flash faster. Okay, that's nice. Just check supply limits. Right, so there we are. Right, I should be able to besiege that rather faster than he can besiege my stuff. If it starts looking really dodgy, I can nip across the border. But I think this is probably going to be okay. If I'm really lucky, someone will learn how to build siege engines. Aha, I'm pregnant. I'm sure I have appointed a regent. Well, it's not giving me the... Oh no. So they've aborted that, possibly because their numbers shrank too small to actually besiege somewhere. But that's fine, because if they get out of the mountains, then I can safely go and attack them in a bit. Or I can just sit here and besiege all their stuff while they're busy wandering around trying to find something of mine to besiege. You know, which is going to take them a little while. Right, let's make the lights flash even faster because... Right. Okay. Crusade for Egypt. Good. Do I have any spare people to raise?
I'm currently busy on with another war.
Right.
You're going to send 16 troops.
Yeah. I'm going to start by sending 16 troops. I'm, you know, then going to send more troops. Hooray, I feel the ambition to amass wealth. Let's fulfill the ambition to, okay. Well, let's go for have a state. Let's insert you on a ship. And right, yes. So where's my ship? There's my ship. Ship you off to just off the coast of Egypt. I think that works. Let me just find out where my realm is again. Of course, yes, everything. Right. let's run the risk of being stressed in the hope that I breed a good little soldier.
Okay, you don't become stressed. Excellent.
Yeah, that's okay. Right, so fleet levies. Let's raise a vassal fleet. Aha, that's given me like 34% war score. What are we besieging there? That's going to be also slightly thinking. Right, so doof. Right. So fleets arrive there. So that will take 2,900 rather troops. That will comfortably take. Okay, Aquitanian fleet has arrived in the Nile Delta. Let's.
Put ashore your tiny army. Hope you can find someone to join up with.
Yeah.
Are they winning that battle?
I don't know, but you know, I'll have gone there. It should at least get some credit somewhere. That's a small bat. That's a small bat. Lots of people have arrived there. So there we go. That's a small panda. Right, anyway, it's still very distracting. Right, anyway. So how are we doing? We have nearly besieged this thing. Successful jihad. Whoops. Aha! Right. I've got a son. So obviously
You want to know what
the Occitan for badger is.
Oc.wikipedia.org. I'm sure this will be fine.
Not Wiktionary, is it? Not the one that does
Wiktionary often makes translations.
yeah, no, the one that does word derivations in different languages.
I was just going to tell you who your first son is.
It's probably Henry.
Henry, yes, I think so.
I go on. Let's call him Henri.
Henry the Young King.
But Henri isn't the same name of a badger.
I know, it's very confusing. Right, anyway, I've had a Henry. I think the father's completely wrong for having a Henry. Right, okay, I've had a son.
Yes.
Right, let's pick an ambition. Let's try.
Yes, I mean, he should be the son of Henry II of England.
Right, let's not go for having a daughter just yet. Let's go for becoming exalted among states. Because, yes,
Oh, right, okay, that was like 5,000.
it does, but
Badger is also a word in French, or rather, badger is a verb.
yes, that's not quite what's intended. So we're at 76% war score. Don't want to try assaulting this because I think it's going to be a bit scary.
Also, Wiktionary does have the Occitan of badger.
Okay, well maybe I'll call my second son, or second,
It provides two words, Thais and Radas.
right, so, I can make a donation, I can lose 50 gold, I can lose 50 prestige, I can lose 20 piety, or I can gain 50 prestige. Wow. Right. Oh dear. that's only got me down to 72% score.
That's right. I mean, as soon as you finish the last thing, you should get
Yes.
100% simply
By occupying the whole.
enemy's territory.
Indeed. And damn it.
Well, they're nearby.
They're nearby, but they're also quite big.
Yeah, but they will be fairly terrible troops usually. I mean, maybe slightly dodgy. You might be able to raise some more troops from Bayarn once it's yours.
I mean, usually you can't just after you've conquered someone. They're usually a bit, ambivalent towards you. Right, 100% war score. Release the otter. Enforce demands. We won. Right, is there any... Can I... Well...
You can, if you mouse over them, you can see what
they're revolting against my leash, so...
Oh, right, you could just ignore the problem.
I think I will just ignore the problem. For the time being. And march into Marsa and ship my lot over to... over here somewhere.
So have you turned everyone into a crusader? Since you did have a small army there.
I have not, but that's fine. I'm about to. Hang on. Let's just
You'll
unbound.
start to lead troops and possibly take your marshal off, whatever he's going to do.
That's true.
Yes.
Right, dears.
Wikipedia list of mustards.
Positions. Untrained troops.
Okay, I just read Marshall as an army. That suggests I need to go there.
Right. So he's now Crusader. Friggery is now a Crusader. Bidjunk is now a Crusader. Right. So ambitious. I'm not. Right. I want to be ambitious if I can. I don't think I've become ambitious. Let's stop leading armies on the grounds that I really shouldn't. And I'm now up to, 5 things. Ooh, so it looks like I might end up leading this siege. Even though I can't besiege it on my own. I can sit there. So where are my other boats? Ships, rather. There they are. They're just coming past Sicily and Malta. So I think my plan is to do the Crusade and then save and stop for the night. Right, so there we are. My war contribution is technically 0%, but I have made a contribution. So
This is not going to get you an entire kingdom in Africa,
it's not.
or rather, whoever your beneficiary is.
You not. There we are. Right, well I have a plan now, which is to sit here and besiege this place. Because I can. Right. Let's... sure she suddenly acquired a lot of something from somewhere. Right, anyway. So,
Right, so next week I will have been near a dentist, so you may decide you're too scared to have me around here.
right, well, I think it partly depends on what you're having done at the dentist.
You know, if he sneezes at you or something. So
Also, you know, if it's a checkup, that's not so bad, but if it's aerosol generating procedures,
The normal regular 6-monthly thing involves the
scale and polish.
yeah.
Well, see how well you think everyone is adhering to protocols. If you see that people are not adhering to protocols, then please stay the fuck away. On the grounds that community cases are still quite high.
yes, mine is in March this year, I think.
I'm not making a dentist appointment until, you know, it's sensibly safe to go to the dentist.
The thing is, the
'Cause-
amount of crud they clean off my teeth makes me think leaving it several.
Well, I don't know how much they clean off, but they feel the feel look a lot cleaner afterwards.
Yes, but I don't get that done.
And
so,
also, these
you know.
latter bits here do get stained from the tea and coffee and general staininess.
Anyway,
Yes.
Snooze.
So I'm trying to watch this siege.
Good night.
Farewell.
Right, my little sister's got married. That's nice. Oh dear, the pedant revolt is being a bit of a problem. So, someone has joined our merry siege. Let's assault this whole thing and get us some war score. So, what's our war contribution? We're up in like the top, near in the top 10 now, with our 1% war contribution. You know, it's not completely terrible. Stop attriting my troops by, you know, having...
Well, you have gone and sat down to besiege right on the coast, where lots
Yes.
of people are going to be walking through.
Well, I might wander down to Sinai after this. Or possibly across to Al Kulzum. Okay. So, you guys. Don't really want to battle.
It's a good way to get war score quick.
Yes, but you know. It's slightly more interesting to.
Because you are just, you are sadly required to
Yes.
admit that you shouldn't be forming a conspiratorial faction.
Damn it.
That's what I'm writing.
Conspiratorial factions?
Oh.
There is more than one I, or words to that effect.
3 eyes not allowed.
But they're now causing you attrition in your new home.
Well, yes. I don't know. Right, let's make the lights flash faster because besieging things is still boring.
In small danger the peasant revolt will succeed because the King of France is also busy crusading,
Yes.
which also feels kind of historically appropriate.
Well, you know, my plan here is, insofar as I have a plan, is to crusade here and then wander back and try and deal with whatever's happening at home. So, see, I've got a whole 3% war score. Fear my awesome war scorosity.
You may be in a battle soon. It might be quite an entertaining one if it happens, but I don't think it'll happen.
I don't think there's a huge problem because there's 29,000 French
You could
troops
even
next
chill
door.
in that army.
Yeah. You know, my plan here is to do some besieging and then wander down the coast a bit more. Whoops, I don't know what that message was because it accidentally managed to click on the thing underneath it. Oh, well, we've got 10,000
I
troops.
think Simon's going to be getting soggy.
It's true, I think he is too. Right, well, anyway, off we go to wherever the hell this place is. Right, we have reached 100% war score, but, you know,
May as well try to improve your contribution.
it's the bunny.
Money, 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 money.
You know, I'm still doing pretty well. The
Again.
Crusade, we won! We won, praise God.
You've got a bit of prestige and money and piety for that. There is, of course, still a jihad going on if you want help with that.
Not really, I want to... Right, so... We have equipped the Aquitaine Crusader Mace, which, you know, will help slightly with my war score. So you are equipped, but, you know, I've got something in my treasury now. Right. And the thing seems to have sorted out. The Lady and Damietta. The victories against the infidels were hard fought, but things have finally settled down and the titles I fought for were given to Adelaide de Poitou. It will surely be difficult to be a part of the new kingdom, but I wish her luck in her future endeavours. I look back one last time as my men and I leave Damietta. Right, so now she's Duchess in thingy now. Right.
Careful.
I want Aquitaine as my home. So, right, let's just check. Right, yes, my holdings are still what I expect them to be.
It looks like someone has dealt with the
Yes, the King of France eventually woke up and went, oh shit, you know.
so you
Right,
might
so,
not send, wait for them to reach the coast.
well, I am waiting for them to reach the coast.
No, I was being told.
Right. So I can't start a faction for like 2 years or something.
Because you promised the king you wouldn't.
Because I promised the king I wouldn't. So you lot get in the sea. Basically I plan to get them home and then stop for the evening. Right, we have now arrived in the Nile Delta and we can go back to Bordeaux. I'm slightly tempted to switch my seat to Poitiers, which isn't quite right, but you know. Right, I'm right. Right, let's go to the lake. Right, let's give my sister pneumonia. Right, let's become friends with my sister. That seems the safest thing to do. Right, anyway, my council. Alright, you should...
Might be leading troops.
Yes, hang on, can I select...
You might just be able to tick ban from leading troops temporarily.
Oh yeah, I can ban him from leading troops. Pause. Set him training troops in Bordeaux, and then unban him from leading troops.
Yes,
Well,
it might be worth changing your seat, I don't know.
we've got 2,000 money. So how is the King of France these days? So he's got 8,000 things. He's got no money. He didn't do very well after the Crusade. Well, maybe next time we can have the traditional wave of post-Crusade wars as all the rulers of Europe come back with their newfound Crusade goodies and go, "Excuse me, sir, I'd like to go to war with you." Although at the moment I suspect I have no casus belli. Do I have a casus belli? I do have a casus belli and can just
You can just
Go
declare independence.
declare independence. Well, that's an entertaining
Obviously, you
thing.
get no help, but
Yes.
see, if only you'd
That's-
got an alliance with the Byzantine Emperor.
Anyway,
Assuming you can't get an alliance with the Byzantine Emperor. Okay.
I can get an alliance
That
with.
might help in your independence. I mean,
Campaign.
he's not that big, to be fair. 6.1 thousand troops,
Yeah, but you know, counter.
and it might take a while for him to arrive.
Let's also try and form an alliance with the Count of Chester. Right, so we probably want not to. Let's just have a quick look at who's got all the great things. So, currently, things are spread evenly across. No one's got more than one thing, so that's exciting. Anyway, right, I think it's time to save and stop, but I shouldn't try doing anything aggressive at the start. I should wait and see if I get some alliances first. So I'm going to save and quit. The year is 1142.